Saving money for an emergency fund is not about expecting the worst, living in fear, or locking money away forever, but about understanding that uncertainty is a normal part of life, that financial stress usually comes from being unprepared rather than from the emergency itself, and that building a quiet safety buffer allows everyday decisions to be calmer, more rational, and far less damaging to long-term financial stability. Number 10. Clearly define what an emergency fund is meant to handle. Many people struggle to build an emergency fund because the purpose of the money feels vague and undefined. When the purpose is unclear, emergency savings are often used for convenience, lifestyle wants, or temporary comfort. An emergency fund exists to protect you from financial shock, not to improve lifestyle or optimize returns. True emergencies include job loss, medical expenses, urgent home or vehicle repairs, and unexpected responsibilities that cannot be delayed. Defining emergencies in advance creates clear boundaries around the money. Boundaries reduce emotional decision-making during stressful moments. When the purpose is clear, saving becomes easier and spending becomes rarer. Clarity turns emergency saving into a practical system rather than a vague intention. Number 9. Start small to reduce resistance and build momentum. Many people delay saving because the final emergency fund goal feels too large and overwhelming. Large targets often trigger avoidance rather than action. Starting with a small, achievable amount lowers psychological resistance. Early progress builds confidence and familiarity with saving. Confidence reduces procrastination, which is often the real obstacle. Small contributions made consistently create the habit before the buffer exists. Habits are what eventually build real protection. Momentum grows when saving feels possible instead of intimidating. Number 8. Make emergency saving automatic and non-negotiable. Emergency funds fail most often when saving depends on motivation, memory, or leftover money. Real life rarely leaves leftovers. Automating emergency savings removes daily decision-making from the process. Automatically transferring money after income arrives protects savings from impulse spending. This system works quietly in the background without requiring constant attention. Quiet systems outperform willpower during stressful months. Automation turns intention into consistent behavior. Repeated behavior is what creates long-term safety. Number 7. Keep emergency money separate, boring, and psychologically distant. An emergency fund is meant to protect you during stressful moments, which is exactly when emotional decisions are most likely to happen. When emergency money sits in everyday spending accounts, it feels flexible and available. This accessibility weakens boundaries and makes non-emergencies feel negotiable. A separate account creates psychological distance between daily life and emergency protection. That distance slows decisions and encourages reflection before money is touched. Boring accounts without cards, rewards, or constant visibility reduce temptation. Reduced temptation protects the fund during moments of fatigue or urgency. Protection matters more than convenience when safety is the goal. Number 6. Build the emergency fund before trying to optimize or invest. Many people feel pressure to invest emergency savings or search for higher returns immediately. This pressure often delays building the fund entirely by creating complexity and hesitation. The primary role of an emergency fund is reliability, not growth. Money that fluctuates in value increases stress during emergencies. Stability provides certainty when life becomes unpredictable. Certainty allows calm decision-making under pressure. A simple, stable fund prevents panic borrowing and forced debt. Optimization can come later, once protection already exists. Number 5. Use realistic milestone targets instead of perfect final numbers. Emergency fund advice often focuses on ideal targets that feel distant and discouraging. Large numbers can stop progress before it begins. Breaking the goal into smaller milestones makes saving feel achievable. Each milestone provides meaningful protection, even if the fund is incomplete. Partial protection still reduces reliance on debt during emergencies. Visible progress reinforces saving behavior. Reinforced behavior builds consistency. Consistency creates long-term financial security. Number 4. Treat emergency savings as insurance, not unused money. Many people feel frustrated seeing emergency money sit untouched for long periods. This frustration leads to questioning whether saving was worthwhile. Emergency funds are not idle. They are actively reducing financial risk every day. Their value lies in what they prevent rather than what they earn. Preventing debt, panic, and forced decisions has real financial value. This protection improves choices across all areas of life. Peace of mind improves financial behavior. Insurance only feels unnecessary until it is needed. Number 3. Protect the fund from emotional borrowing and justification. Emergency funds are most vulnerable during emotional moments rather than true emergencies. Stress, fatigue, or fear can make non-urgent expenses feel necessary. Borrowing from the fund for convenience weakens its purpose. Replacing the money later often takes longer than expected. Clear rules reduce emotional negotiation. Rules remove decision pressure during difficult moments. Fewer decisions preserve discipline. Preserved discipline keeps protection intact. Number 2. Rebuild the emergency fund immediately after it is used. Using an emergency fund often creates relief that leads to delay in rebuilding. Once the crisis passes, restoring the fund is frequently postponed. Delays leave you exposed to the next disruption. Treating replenishment as the next priority restores safety quickly. Small, regular contributions restart momentum without stress. Momentum prevents prolonged vulnerability. Protection should be continuous rather than occasional. A fund that is rebuilt promptly remains reliable. Number 1. Measure success by preparedness, not completion. Many people believe an emergency fund only counts once it reaches a perfect target. This belief discourages those who are still building. Preparedness exists on a spectrum rather than at a single point. Any amount saved improves your ability to handle uncertainty. Preparedness reduces fear during stressful situations. Reduced fear leads to calmer decisions. Calm decisions prevent long-term financial damage. Progress towards safety is success. Bonus tip: let the emergency fund change how you think, not just how you save. An emergency fund begins protecting you long before it is ever used. Knowing that a buffer exists reduces anxiety around everyday financial decisions. Reduced anxiety improves spending discipline and planning. Problems are handled calmly instead of urgently. Calm responses reduce costly mistakes. Fewer mistakes protect long-term goals. Security improves decision quality over time. Peace of mind is the hidden return on emergency savings. If you want to build an emergency fund, choose one small automated step from this video and start there instead of trying to do everything at once. Comment which step you are committing to, subscribe for realistic and pressure-aware money guidance, and thank you for watching. See you next time.